So good evening everybody and welcome belatedly to FTRL action here on a cool and chilly Tuesday evening, and we are here at the Cathedral of Speed. That is Monza for round 6 of the championship. We reached the halfway point of season 20 and we go on board with Maxi San then on a lap of this legendary Italian circuit, and down the start finish straight we go. DRS open, then reaching top speed there, touching 117, 118 miles an hour, for hard on the brakes down for the Filio chicane, I believe. And going up through the gearbox and round Curva Grande. Putting the inside line tight there, a couple of cars ahead of him, hopefully we'll get out of the way as we come down then to the second chicane. Watch the curb on the right hand side there. We'll launch you up if you get too greedy, but nice and tidy through there. So Maxi San into Lesmo 1. Up the inside, just all the way out to the outside, use the curb. And then pick your marker for Lesmo 2. Again, just put that curb on the inside. And a little bit of curb on the outside as well. DRS opens again for the second time on the lap now as we head down under the banking of the old Monza circuit. And up to Ascari. Tricky section is watch the curves around here. These cars very susceptible to spinning out this curve. That's very nice and tidy there by Maxi San. We now head down towards the Parabolica, the final corner on the circuit. Again, between 208, 209, 210 miles an hour. Oh, and he validates his lap at the final corner there, just getting a little bit too greedy with track limits. And that was most of the lap of Monza. Unfortunately, they're not getting to the very end. And now one of the McLarens, it's Telsborough, has put it in the wall at Ascari. So as I was talking, they're saying these cars are very susceptible to the curves and need to be careful through Ascari. And Telsborough, the winner last time out in dominant fashion in Australia, has put it into the wall and is out of qualifying already. So then the McLaren man on the back foot. As Graham then goes fastest of all with the first lap time on the board, and of course it is the home Grand Prix for Ferrari. And of course they are now sporting their 75th anniversary livery. So Graham they're giving the Tifosi what they wanted and putting it on to provisional pole with his first run. Then Mattman goes second on a 20.7. Dylan's put a 38.8, so I suspect he may have had a bit of an off somewhere on that lap. Oh no, dramas. No. Bear with me, Puggy Pucks. See what I can do. Having some much related issues with this thing again today. Where are you? Is my question? Yarham then goes on to provisional pole. With Tam then in second. I've got a bit of a visual glitch here at the moment, so we haven't got a couple of the names on there. One is Tam in the Alpine, the other one's Telsborough in the McLaren. Down then going third, Graham down to fourth. Who we got on a lap at the minute? Then Pagani is getting out of the way of the AlphaTauri. Good evening, Mr. Unsafe to Leave. How are you? Or crew now, do I call it crew? What are you, crew? It's a good mate. Also got a debutant tonight then as well. It is Gad Roppel Tartane, or what do you call himself now? Gad Beats. We'll call him Gad Beats. That's what he's in the Discord as. A bit less of a mouthful in the Red Bull tonight. Just making his way around at the minute then, as he's just gone onto the border. Pagani with 36.4. That was an outlap though. So Maxi San then on a second run. And around the Lesmos he goes. second Lesmo then. DRS then coming up then. Into the right side, then goes under the banking and into Ascari. It was nice and tidy through there last time. Seen some of the curves there, but staying clear of that one on the exit there. That's the one that's likely to spin you out, and I think that's probably the one that did for Talesborough. Can he keep it within track limits of Parabolica this time? So that's where he ran a little wide last time, right at the end of his lap. See there, cuts well away from the runoff area. Heading to the line, goes fastest of all with a 19.6 then. So Maxi Syme on to provisional pole, then with just over 10 minutes of the session to go. I do apologise, trying to get one more in. The game is being a little bit of a bitch tonight, so... There we go, so Maxi Syme then on to provisional pole with a 19.6 then, just slotting ahead of Johan, who we got on laps for the minute. Then we'll pick up Rom in the Mercedes. Currently making his way down the back straight. Into Parabolica he goes. And there you see there, not the traditional line is to kind of hang around the outside there, but the driver's there sort of making a sort of V shape there, going in wide and then cutting tight, narrow, and it works for Rom. He goes fourth, fastest than on a 20.1. So solid effort from Rom there. He's been getting quicker and quicker since his return to F1. And starting to reap the benefits here at Monza today so far, sitting on the second row of the grid. That would be his best qualifying of the season so far, if he can hang on to it. But quite a way to go in this session so far. What about Graham then on his second run? He's into sector 2 now. Into the Lesmos comes the Ferrari. And Lesmo 1. Into Lesmo 2. Out of Ascari, then heading down out towards Parabolica. Just one corner to go. Of course, winner of the opening round of the championship. Here he comes then. See, slightly more traditional line there. He's sort of staying a little bit wider, keeps the speed up. 20.5 with his first one. He goes into the 19s with a 19.9 there, and onto the second row goes Graham then in the Ferrari. Puts himself in between Tam and GMAC. Solid up there from him. On his second run then, what about Johan? Can he respond to Maxi Syme's lap? He cannot. No, he's into the pits. As is Tam, as is GMAC, so they're all in the pits together. What about Dan Morris then? He is 3/10 of a second up then in sector 2. And yellow flag somewhere on the lap, but there might be someone who's getting out of the way. Oscar back in Matman for the win. What about Dan? Can he improve on P8? He does. He goes back up to P7 then, the 20.1. Gets him just behind Rom there. Drops Dylan down to P8. What about Shizzy then? So, of course, he was the star on his debut in Miami. It didn't quite work out for him in the race, but he was head and shoulders above a lot of people in that race. And had the race been a little bit more straightforward, chances are he would have celebrated a debut victory. Didn't quite have the rub of the green last time out in Australia, but it was involved in some titanic battles over P2, involving his teammate Tom Adamako and was it Tam as well? I'm trying to think who else was the other one in that battle, but yeah, some brilliant battles going on for P2 last week. Ooh, on that curb there on the exit, the second Lesmo car getting very squirrely there. Can't be too greedy with the curbs. Lennon already complaining a bit of oversteer. I'll come back to F1, Lennon. Out of Ascari then comes Chizzy, now heading down the back straight. Into parabolic he goes. Again, you can see they're cutting back in, staying tight, then now driving for the line. Goes third fastest then on a 19.7. So 3 drivers on 19.7s. Very tightly stacked in that pack towards the front already. Just 2 tenths covering your top 4 at the moment. Good evening, Oscar, as well. Welcome back to the channel, my friend. Of course, what's going on with this game tonight. Do bear with me. Where are we? Might be white. I do apologise, Monkey Fox. I may have invented the wrong person. Or the wrong review account. Maxi Sai, meanwhile, now lowering the bar. Meanwhile, now down into 19.5 for the Red Bull man. So he is looking particularly racy this evening. Is it going to be a good night for the Red Bull man? What about Yarham then? Can he respond? Didn't do anything on his second run. He is half a second down then in sector 1, although I think this is an outlap. At the moment there, I think he's maybe abandoned the lap already, as Rom also goes second fastest then. So Rom really getting into the groove this week. 19.6 then for the Mercedes man. Onto the front row he goes. Could this be the week that Rom announces his return to the sharp end of F1? Of course, he joined FTRL about the same time as I did, back in Div 3 many moons ago. Back in season 10. He was very quickly promoted to Div 2 because he was far too quick for the Spanner division that was Div 3. And now finding his way back to the front then, as meanwhile Tam has just popped himself onto the front row, then dropping Rom down to the second row. And the Alpine man responds, goes with a 19.651, sorry. Close within 1.5 tenths of Maxi Sai, and puts himself onto the front row. Another star from Miami. Who was the other driver in that mix last week? Because Telsborough, of course, just checked out at the front. I can't remember who the life for me it was. Was it Armour D? No, he was. No, it wasn't him, was it? My memory eludes me, unfortunately. Oh, it's Tom. So it was Tom. Tom Chizzy, Adamaco. Who was the other driver in that pack? Anybody remind me? My mind has gone blank. Who then have we got on the lap? Anybody at the moment? No, everybody's at the pits at the minute. G-Mac on his way out in the Williams. So into the final 3 minutes of the session. Everybody starting to wind up for their final run. His way then down to the final corner. And finding the going tough so far. Mickey Fox should hopefully be back in his car shortly. So he should be winding up for one final run. Then everybody's sort of making their way out now. And then the Williams band are winding up then for a run. Here we go then, as we start the final flying laps. Let's see how he gets on then. Currently sat P7. Yellow flag on the back straight, but it's one of the Red Bulls just getting out of the way of another car. is just marginally down in sector 1. So less than half a tenth. Oh, but he spins on the exit of the second chicane. And that, unfortunately, is G-Mac's lap ruined then. What about Joachim? Is he just started up? He's just ahead of him there. Maxi Syme, pole sitter. Can he improve? He's got 1.5 pence in his pocket. That's a big gap in F1 terms. And he is 33 thousandths up then in sector 1. What about Joachim, who's just behind him? Can he improve his sector 1? The answer is he can by 23 thousandths of a second then. So first and fourth both on for improvements, whereas Rom, he's invalidated on the way down to Parabolica. I have a feeling he's on an outlap. Going up to sector 2. Maxi Syme continues to improve then, nearly a tenth of a second up. What about Joachim in fourth? He's down then in sector 2, so Maxi Syme on to improve. As the session time ticks over. Syme, a big wobble there at the final corner. Did that cost him some time? Does he improve? He does. He finds a 19.3. What about Joachim? Did he find any time in the final sector? He does not. No, so he stays fourth. At the final quarter is the other Red Bull, goes 8th then, so Gaz beats up to P8. One of the Alpha Tauris, that'll be Dan, who's currently P9, sweeping out of Parabolica. Does he improve on P9? He marginally improves, but stays P9. What about Graham, currently in 6th? He's invalidated his run, so he will not improve. Chizzy, I believe, has gone into the pit lane. I think I saw him having a moment. Man currently P11. Can he get into the top 10 with his final run? He can. He goes 8th fastest. What about Rob? Currently 3rd. He's in the pits, so he will not improve. And going for a one-lap wonder. Oh, he's complaining about issues at the final corner. There's a big one. He's in the wall. Dylan for the line. Currently P11. Improves to P8. Tam stays 2nd fastest. And then that is your lot. So there then, Maxi Syme claims pole position for the Italian Grand Prix with Tam alongside him. There you are, your front two, believe it, it is Tam, I assure you it's Tam, the visual glitch we've got. Rob Elson then, best qualifying of the season for him, up in P3. He's joined on the second row by Joachim. Chizzy and Graham then line up on row 3 with G-Mac and Dylan on row 4. Matman and Gaz Beats will share the 5th row. Dan and Pagani share row 6. And then last week's winner, Talesborough, Funky Fox, share row 7 with Lennon bringing up the rear on his return to F1 action in P15. Didn't get a lap time on the board. He'll be hoping to complete a few more laps in the race itself than he managed in qualifying. And we have got, well, we had a dry qualifying. We've got a very wet start to the race. We'll say a very wet race. It's definitely wet, and not as wet as Miami. So the drivers then are faced with that. I might explain some of the gaps. Speaking of raining, I've just noticed it's absolutely lashing it down here as well. So it makes me glad I got back in from cycling a little while ago. So then, we've got dry qualifying leading to a wet race. Well, hopefully that makes it sound good luck. This could be your time to shine in the less than shiny conditions. So we wait for everybody to ready up. Of course, no formation like just because of the audio glitch. We have got 5 red lights. Oh, has jumped the start. And away we go. God, scrabbling for grip off the line. It's a good start from Tam. He jumps into the lead. Yarm going with him. Max is down a couple of places as they head down towards turn 1. Hopefully everybody will get through. Oh, lock it up. There's contact in the pack. The cars then struggling to get it stopped, but just about making their way through. Big loser, that's down. He's down 4. Big winner is Aaron, who's at 5, who's joined late on then. Funky Fox at 4 as well. Rom's down 4 places as well then as they head into the second chicane for the first time. Slipping and sliding their way through, but it's Tam that leads from Yarham. Chizzy's up to 3rd, Maxi Simon down to 4th, then not the best start. GMAC into P5, then Rom battling with Graham, then Dylan. But Gad beats, oh, big moment there for him in the Red Bull. Funky Fox is 10th. And Pagani 11th, Aaron then. He was trying to get in qualifying, wouldn't let him have it, but he's managed to get in the race. He's coming in fresh, then Matman in 13th. Then we've got Talesborough in 14th, Dan 15th, and Lennon in P16. Then a side by side goes Matman and Talesborough's contacted around, goes the McLaren. Oh, and Lennon and Matman get together through Ascari as well. So draw in the back, somebody else is spinning off, I think it's Aaron. He's spun on the exit of Ascari. Oh, Pagani's had a drama as well. And Tamman leading us across the line. Chizzy's got up to 2nd. Meanwhile, Maxi Sam now looking for a move on. Yeah, but not quite close enough this time. Dan Morris into the pits, and so he's got some damage somewhere along the way. Tamman is your leader down into the pits. I think he's managed to get away with it. Oh, Matman's got a corner cutting penalty already. Chizzy, of course, who shined in very tricky conditions in Miami a couple of weeks ago. Would he be about to right the wrong in Monza? Oh, we'll see on lap 2 of 27, and out of the Lesmos we go. Front 4 making a little bit of a break at the minute. G-Mac trying to go with them. He's got Roman behind him in P6. Graham now fending off the advances of Dylan. Gad beats and Funky Fox behind him. And then has got the car pointing in the right direction. He's in 11th, his teammate behind him in 12th, Matman in 13th. There's a recurring Aaron behind him, and Pagani, who had some dramas as well out of Ascari. Where him and Aaron came together. Damn, who had some dramas. Long way to go in this one then. Top 3, then nose to tail. Fastest lap goes to Tam, Chizzy, and then Yarham in quick succession. They're just starting to inch away a little bit from Maxi Syme here. Chizzy having to go a little bit defensive there. Yarham showing in the mirrors. Maybe he was just showing in Tam's mirrors. The front 3 then making their way out of the first corner. And away they go. Maxi Syme giving chase. And you've got GMAC, and now Rom has closed in. Then some Mercedes man. Closing in nicely. Then Dylan nose to tail. And Gad beats in 9th. Funky Fox 10th. Lennon now looking a little bit more comfortable in the race. Teammate behind him in 12th, then Matman in 13th, Aaron 14th. I'm getting him glitching from the YouTube at the minute, and so no idea what's going on here. The yellow flag, who is that? Oh, it's Maxi Syme on the exit of the second Lesmo. He's got going again. The VSC deployed. Oh, the Red Bull man then, pole sitter. Has just got it all wrong at the second Lesmo. He's clipped the wall, has lost his front wing as well now. Big shame for him. Teammate coming up behind him, but of course he can't overtake under VSC. So Maxi will be minimise some of the lost time. He'll as a result of that, he'll peel up into the pits on the exit of the Parabolica if he can get the car turn, that is. Into the pits he goes then, releases his teammate. Big shame for him there, massive shame for him. Modifying the race then up front meanwhile. And we are racing again. Thankfully, nobody got any drive-through penalties, so everybody watching their delta. Into the second chicane we go. Tam leading Chizzy, leading Yarm. These three then are away. Dylan making the move on Graham out of Curva Grande. On the inside of the second chicane. And that is position gained for the Alpine man. Good job from him. Everybody on the intermediate tyres at the moment. Are we going to dry out? The sky's looking quite light, but it's still raining at the minute, so nothing much doing then. The battle for the lead is where it's at though. Tam leading Chizzy, leading Yarham. Into Parabolica then for the fourth time we go. Alpine leading Aston, leading AlphaTauri. Battle of the A's. And so finish straight we go then. Now, Tam saving his battery nicely at the minute. Chizzy using a little bit more meanwhile. Oh, Bucky Fox has got around. Loses places to the two McLarens then. Telsborough closing in on his teammate now then. The McLaren man was very quick then at Miami. Despite some dramas, he's making a move then on Lennon down the start finish straight. We go. And that will be P9 for the McLaren man. And the two swap places into the first chicane. Graham's company in 6th, Graham 7th. We've got a yellow flag. Who or what is that? So where is that? Macman, I believe. And another VSC deployed. So I saw Macman drop a place, but... Oh, and Gab Beats has got himself a penalty under the VSC. That was a little bit silly. Yeah, Macman with no front wing there, so that is the cause of the VSC. Second man to drop it in these tricky conditions. Oh, and J-Max dropped it on the exit of Ascari under the VSC. Oh, drama for the Williams man. Gets himself going there, but a mistake from the Williams under the VSC there, so at reduced pace. He has to go back ahead of the McLaren there. Into the pits comes Dylan. He's taking this opportunity to make a pit stop. Why not? Save himself a little bit of time then. Yep. In fact, are they slick tyres? He's got onto the hard tyre. Dylan's onto the hard tyre, then he's gambling. So, has the rain stopped? It looks like the rain might have stopped. He's the first one to make the gamble. Yep, other ones are following then. GMAC as well, going onto the hard tyre. Macman as well. So, why not then? Why not? It's a long way to go. So, the medium tyres obviously would not get to the end from here. Having said that, Pagani's got onto them. Macman is in, Maxi Symes in as well, and Aaron. So then, changing conditions. The track's about to dry out. Well, it looks like it anyway. Some drivers starting to take the gamble. Why not? Yeah, Macman, Maxi Symes onto the hard tyre. Aaron has come back out on the intermediates. Now, whether or not he meant that, I do not know. Maxi Symes gone. Macman's had a drama at the first chicane. He's gone straight on. As Maxi Symes dropped it on the pit exit. He has the full safety cars now out. So I believe Maxi Symes has dropped it. He has. His car has stopped on the start-finish straight. Now gone, but what happened to Maxi Symes there? Oh, please tell me you didn't drop it out of the pit lane. Please tell me you haven't dropped it at the pit. Oh, Maxi Symes. Maxi Symes. Oh dear, and Gab Speeds has gone straight through the chicane at turn 1 and got himself a track limit cutting penalty. Chizzy, meanwhile, has taken the opportunity to pit, but the track seems to be a little bit treacherous still. A couple of people then on the soft, on the slick tyres now. Just like that, they're struggling a little bit. Is it maybe a little bit early for the switch over? You've got to imagine though, it's a gamble worth taking because the leaders have caught the safety car. So Tam and Yarham and Rom are all behind the safety car, then the rest of the field making their way around. Chizzy will be on the back of those guys that he was battling with. Aaron back into the pit, 4 slick tyres this time, so I think it maybe was an error. Maybe. Well, you were on a damp track on slick tyres, so it is perhaps forgivable. But what do the leaders do now then? They've still got chances to pit, and they might not lose all the places. I think Tam's coming in. Yeah, Tam's in, Yarham's in then, so Rom stays out, interestingly. Well, in fact, Yarham stayed out as well, and so Tam pits, but Yarham and Rom stay out, so does Gazbeats. Gadruppel Tartane. I could probably say that. And Chizzy then becomes the lead driver on slick tyres. Now, where's the Tam filter out? It's coming down the pit lane. Graham's coming down the start-finish straight at full speed. And he will clear the Alpine, so Graham gets ahead of him. Dylan's going to get ahead of his teammate as well. So Dylan gets ahead of his teammate, and Tam will be down in P8. But he is the 4th runner on slick tyres. So 4 drivers ahead of him still on intermediates, and they are likely to need to pit with the track starting to dry out. Which means that this man is now in prime position here on a drying track on the slick tyres. He's the lead driver on slick tyres. Safety car out then for the first time. I think it was just a VSC. I wonder if Maxi Symes' accident brought out the full safety car. He crashed it on exit of pit lane. Now, what do the front 3 do here? Because the field is more or less together now. Still a few drivers making their way around who've made additional stops for soft or slick tyres rather. Now they are going to lose out massively if they continue on the track now. Looks very, very dry. I wonder if Yarham, Rom are going to pit this time. Yarham looks like he's peeling off. He is. Is Rom going to follow him? No, Yarham stays out, but Gazbeats goes in. Monkey Fox has gone in as well. So again, Yarham and Rom stay out. So 2 drivers remain at the front then on intermediate tyres on a drying track. Now the whole field will be together in not too distant future, so I imagine we'll be going racing at the end of this lap. Everybody should be back together. Fox and Gadruppel Tartane making their way out of pit lane. Dan going through, so they're going to go out in 12th and 13th, although Matman might jump Gadruppel Tartane. He does, just. Way around then. So the running order is Yarham from Romelson, Chizzy, Graham, Dylan, Tam, Lennon, Talesborough, G-Mac, Pagani, Dan, Funky Fox, Matman, Gadruppel Tartane and Aaron. However, the 2 drivers at the front, Yarham and Rom, have not pitted and are still on intermediate tyres on a drying track. Which means you would imagine that they're going to have to pit in the not too distant future because those tyres are going to start overheating very, very quickly. If the track dries out, everybody behind them is going to have a lot more grip. I can only think it's an error on their part to have stayed out, unless they're expecting more rain. They've got in this lap then. Oh, she's gone to the back of Rom there. I hope he didn't get any wing damage there. Now, Yarham and Rom, I feel, have missed the trick here. Because everybody they were battling with has pitted. Yarham then will start dictating the pace. It's still a little bit wet, look, but on the whole, might just be the sort of glow off the track. Then Yarham's pulled the trigger, away he goes. So he's gone on the run into Parabolic. That's a really good restart. Some drivers are still weaving in the background there. Who's been caught out? Tam, I think, there has been caught napping massively. The drivers tiptoeing their way around the final corner, trying to find some grip. Oh, and G-Max had a spin at the Parabolica, has he? Oh, he's had a moment of somewhere. Yeah, he's all the way down to the back. I think he has. Oh, he's in the pits, in fact. Pagani and Dan go side by side. Lennon and Telsborough side by side again. Telsborough again goes past his teammate. A very, very good restart from Yarham, and he's got a big lead there, but Chizzy now on the attack of Rom for P2, down the inside into the second chicane, and that's moved on for Chizzy. Goes a little bit deep there. Rom's going to fight back on the exit, gets the drive off the corner, and back into P2 he goes. Chizzy's going to try and hang on around the outside, is he? He's going to have more grip. Rom holds the tight line. They're still side by side in between the Lesmos. Rom gives him the squeeze. Oh, he's on the curb. Oh, big moment there for the Aston Martin, and Rom retains the place now. Here comes Graham and Dylan. Oh, Yarham with a track limits penalty. Oh, I think he's gone off. He's in the wall. Yarham in the wall. Out of the race leader. And the safety car is deployed again then as the race leader slams into the barriers at Ascari and out of the race. Perhaps trying to carry too much speed on overheating intermediate tyres. And unfortunately, that is the end of Yarham's race in the wall at Ascari. Now, surely now Ron will take this opportunity to pit, get off of those intermediate tyres. He has to, really. Yeah, she's going to follow him, interestingly. Has he got wing? Did he get wing damage? Pick up the Aston Martin, managed to trundle us into pit lane. Is he going to change his wing? Ron then going in for tyres. He's going to the mediums. What about Chizzy? Is he getting wing change? Did he get damage? He did. I thought he hit the back of Rom under the safety car at Ascari. Getting a fresh wing then. All that elevates the Ferrari of Graham into the lead of the race. So, our opening round winner finds himself in P1 again. Now, the tyre situation is going to be the one to look for now, because some drivers are on mediums and some drivers are on hards. Now, are the mediums going to get to the end? Now, the safety car laps will help. A lot of the corners here, especially the Lesmos, Ascari, Parabolica, it's long corners. You're at speed as well. It's really going to hurt those, especially the left-hand side of the left-hand tyres. And also the traction out the chicanes will hurt the rear tyres as well. So, medium tyres are actually a lot to go the distance to the end of this race. But we shall see. The hard tyres, of course, we know should be no problems with them getting all the way to the end. So running order then under the second safety car on lap 11 of 27. Graham leads from Dylan, from Tam, from Talesborough, from Lennon. Dan Morris P6, Pagani is P7, Funky Fox is P8, Matman P9. Gadarapple Tartane is P10, Aaron is P11, Rom P12, Chizzy P13 and G-Mac P14. He's just pitted as well for fresh. I'm not sure what happened to him at that last restart. Getting very close to the back of Graham there. There's that risk damaging his wing. Car leading us around on lap 12 now, 27. The field is all back together, so hopefully we should resume racing at the end of this lap, where we should get a notification around about the time they get to Ascari. Now, Monza, of course, has a long history as being an F1 race, but of course its original layout is very, very different and very unique. Of course, everybody talks about the famous banking here at Monza. And it was kind of two circuits within one. So the way the circuit used to work was you take the normal racing line down through Curva Grande, through the Lesmos, through Ascari, down to Parabolica. Then you come down, and the track was kind of split into two. So you stay tight against the pit wall, and then there's a chicane just that's where the pit exit is, and then you would kind of make your way to the right before the first chicane, where you would then pick up the banking, which then would bank you all the way around. Of course, it then goes over at Scari. And there's that bridge there in the background we've just seen there. That was the bridge for the banking, and then it goes flat, basically alongside the straight they're on now. And then there's another banked corner, which then arrives on the outside of Parabolica, and then they would go down the outside of the start-finish straight, kind of with the normal racing line, and carry on as the circuit as it is now. So a very unique challenge. Of course, they had straw bales in between the track back then, so not something you would get away with now. So Graham then starts to dictate the pace. He now pulls the trigger, out of Parabolica he goes, and we are racing again. Dylan has got a good jump with him though, and he's gone after him as they head down towards the start-finish straight. And the racing resumes. Dylan's got a good run then. Both drivers on the battery as they head down towards the chicane. Talesborough also attacking Tam. Both the Alpines to the inside. Graham holds the lead. Tam holds third. So Ferrari with 2 Alpines, 2 McLarens behind him. Big twitch there from the McLaren as he gets on the power. Rom and Chizzy changing places. Out of the first chicane, the Aston Martin starting to find his way back through. Here comes Dylan again to the inside of Graham, into the second chicane. And into the lead goes the Alpine. Gets it stopped, gets it turned, and that's place gained. And now Tam on the attack as well. Can he make it an Alpine 1-2? Further back, the other Ferraris in battle as well with the Red Bull. And here comes the Aston Martin of Chizzy round the outside. With the Red Bull holding firm on the inside line then. They battle over P10, 11 and 12. Tam meanwhile gets the lead, gets P2 into Ascari. It's an Alpine 1-2. Dylan trying to run away here. Now come the McLarens. The Ferrari now, here comes Talesborough to the inside. Through he goes as they run down to Parabolica. Then the McLaren into third. Graham goes a little bit wide. Lennon looking up the inside. They're side by side as they come off of Parabolica. And with the fastest lap, and Lennon on the inside with the slipstream of his teammate. He's going to go through, and Dan's going to try and follow him through as well. They head down to the braking zone there. Dan's going to get boxed in behind him though, and Graham might hold on to the place. He does. Graham trying to fight back against Lennon. But move done, and now Dan's getting the purchase off the corner. Oh, we've got a yellow flag further back. Who's that? It's Rom, is it? No, it's Gadrappel Tartain. He's in the wall. And they're coming together with Rom. Unfortunately, the Red Bull is out. So both Red Bulls, they're not seeing the flag. Looks like he might have tangled with Rom but somewhere at the first chicane, unfortunately. Oh, Tam's a little bit wide there. Oh, Tam spins the contact with Talesborough. Oh, on the exit of the Lesmos there, Tam drops it on the curb, catches the McLaren who's trying to go through behind him. Oh, big shame that. For those two, then they were second and third, they're down to 11th and 12th. Now they got damage. I think the McLaren's definitely got wing damage. I saw a bit of something fly off. It was, he does indeed. He's got an end plate missing. Tam has got going again. His wing looks okay. From the outside at least, but that's given Dylan a 1.5 second lead, and DRS has been enabled then for the first time. We've got Matman versus Chizzy versus Graham. Aaron. Over 6th, 7th and 8th. Matman to the inside of Aaron. Aaron then later on the brakes, and that goes in a little bit hot there. And now he's fighting a rearguard action from the recovering Aston Martin. Going to go all the way around the outside of Curva Grande. And he looks like he's got ahead then as they approach the second chicane. The Aston Martin's comes across in front, and that is P7 gained for Chizzy. Oh, Aaron has a big snap there on the exit of the second chicane, and Chizzy's going to take that place as well. Up to P7 goes Aston Martin then. Oh, Lennon's gone. Oh, Lennon's crashed out the first Lesmo. Safety car called. Oh, it's all gone wrong for McLaren in one lap. Oh, and Lennon, who was P2, as well as spun out at the first Lesmo. He's probably got the curb on the outside, hits the wall on the inside, and his return ends just after half distance, unfortunately, for the McLaren. After a great showing in the race, he struggled a little bit in qualifying to get it hooked up. But he was showing much better pace in the race. And a potential podium, unfortunately, is gone there for him. Big shame for Lennon. Dylan will be cursing that because he built himself a nice little buffer after the accident, including his teammate. And Telsborough a lap earlier gave him a very nice little lead. Unfortunately, that lead then will now evaporate as he catches up to the safety car as they round Curva Grande. Into the pits then comes Pagani, Telsborough, Aaron, Matman and Tam. Soft tyres going on to Pagani and Aaron's cars. Matman going onto the medium tyre, Telsborough's onto the medium, Tam is onto the mediums. Time for softs indeed unsafe. Well, Pagani and Aaron have gambled. And nobody ahead of them has pitted, so they will significantly quicker and faster rubber than the drivers ahead of them. And we're going to see Pagani and Aaron cut through. From the hard tyres then, could be vulnerable here. So let's have a look at the tyre situation then. So Dylan, your race leader, is on 10-lap old hard tyres. Graham in second is on 9-lap old hard tyres. Dan in third place is on 8-lap old medium tyres. And we've got Chizzy on 5-lap old hard tyres in fourth. Fifth is GMAC on 6-lap old medium tyres. And Funky Fox in sixth on 7-lap old hards. Rom's on 5-lap old mediums in P7. Now we've got Pagani and Aaron 8th and 9th. They're on fresh soft tyres. And then Matman in 10th, Telsborough in 11th, and Tam in 12th. All on fresh mediums, so they'll definitely have no trouble to get to the end. It's are those soft tyres on the Alfa Romeo and the Ferrari going to last? Making our way around then, lot 17 of 27. Sun now shining. Field is about all together again. Telsborough just catching the pack now, and Tam is coming down the start-finish straight, so he should be with the pack in no time. Which will mean shouldn't we go racing at the end of this lap then? So lap 17 of 27. Safety car call after Lennon unfortunately parked his car where Daniel Ricciardo parked his car a week or so ago in the actual F1 race here at Monza. Unfortunately, Daniel Ricciardo was just a breakdown. Lennon's car unfortunately ate the barrier and took off the wheel. Big shame for him then, but what a drive from him. Really in contention for a very strong result there. Good to see Lennon back at the sharp end of the grid. Field is together then, so we should hopefully get the notification any second now. We are going racing. There it is, and so lights go out on the safety car. Dylan will start to dictate the pace once again. Now he got a good jump. Well, take it. He got a good restart and managed to pick Graham off on the run down to the first chicane last time around. This time he's going to be leading the field. And what he does need to look out for are the drivers behind him on softer rubber coming through. Dan and GMAC are close on medium tyres. Then you've got Rom in 7th. Pagani and Aaron are going to be the ones to watch at the restart as well on those soft tyres. Dylan has not yet gone. You know, he's waiting. Now he goes. Pulls the trigger. Graham goes with him though. Good reaction there. Who's going down the order? Oh, Funky Fox has had a drama, I think. They run down towards the first chicane. Graham on the attack this time, but not close enough into the braking zone then, so Dylan holds the lead. Oh, he's got around. I think it's Aaron. I think Aaron spun on the exit of the first chicane. That's one of the hard tyres. Dan on the attack then of Graham, then into the second chicane. Down the inside. Into P2 he goes. Good move there. Former Div 2 champion. On those medium tyres as well, he's going to be racing. Chizzy now coming up for the attack. Aston Martin man looking quick. Pagani as well looking quick in the pack then on those soft tyres. All over the back of GMAC. They come out of the Lesmos down towards Ascari. He's on the outside. GMAC on the inside. Who's going to be later on the brakes? You'd imagine it'd be Pagani in the soft tyres. It is. It goes a little bit hot though. But it gets the move done. And now Matman and Talesborough side by side on exit. Oh, banging wheels. Talesborough round the outside, but Matman's sending it hard into a parabolica. On the inside, here comes Tam up the inside. It's 3 wide on the corner exit. Careful, boys. Oh, getting messy. And Talesborough now on the attack of GMAC. Through he goes. Here comes Tam. Matt to the outside. It's 3 wide again. 2 by 2 ahead. 3 by 3 wide and back. And oh, Matman gets squeezed out. Contact. Around goes Talesborough. Matman's off as well. No, it was all a bit messy there. Unfortunately for the lead, then Dan has now caught Dylan. So there's medium tyres at the minute, all he wants to be on. But are they going to go to the flag? We've still got another 8 laps to go. 8.5 laps to go. Pagani now up to 5th. Got a bit of clear track ahead of him up to Chizzy. And he closing them. Tam getting away from all that chaos there. Big shame for Talesborough and for Matman, who are side by side again as they head down towards Ascari. Oh, the contact into the wall goes to McLaren. And the safety car's called. Oh no, big shame. And Dylan gets some respite from the attacks of Dan Morris. Safety car called. Into the pits has come Dan. Why is Dan pitting? His tyre's not going to get there. He's going for the softs. In comes Pagani. Tam, GMAC. Rom, Matman, Aaron all in. No, should go for soft tyres then. So 4 drivers have stayed out. All of them on hard tyres. Everybody else has pitted for softs. So now we've got, wow, this is going to be a massive tyre difference then between the front 4 and the rest of the pack. Dan's gone for it, and it's a bold call from P2 as well. Maybe he didn't think his mediums were going to get to the end. But he's going to have, what, maybe 6 laps on these soft tyres, which is more than enough. And from P5 as well, you'd fancy him to be able to pick these drivers off. Dylan, of course, wouldn't pit because he was P1. Why would you pit from the race lead? Sun now shining on this circuit, and we've got 4 drivers who are going to be looking very tentatively in their mirrors because they've got a lot of drivers on soft tyres behind them. So the running order then after the second McLaren retirement then, so both Red Bulls, both McLarens, and one of the AlphaTauris unfortunately out of this one then. And Talesborough just bouncing off each other there on the run. That's for Ascari. The McLaren, the unfortunate one, gets pitched into the wall. The field then just about making it back round together. On lap 21 of 27 then, so where we will resume racing at best. Oh, what's gone on there? Has Pagani got around? Pagani, oh, Rob got his hit Rom and damaged his wing in the process, under braking for the first chicane, and got himself a 5-second penalty and some wing damage to boot. So not ideal for Pagani. So any hope he had of cutting through, and he had a penalty anyway. Yeah, got one for ignoring yellow flags earlier, I saw, which was a bit weird after the last restart. Cars to the field together. We should go racing at the end of this lap. Now, I imagine Dylan would probably like another lap behind the safety car because it would be one lap less at racing speed, trying to defend from these soft tyre runners. The ones to watch, and they're going to be Dan, Tam, GMAC, Rom. Because they are the first four. They've got no penalties. They've got four hard tyre shod cars in the front. So it's Dylan, Graham, Chizzy and Funky Fox. All on hard tyres. Then Dan, Tam, GMAC, Rom, Matt, Aaron and Pagani all on softs. Fresh softs as well. So we've got used hard tyres against fresh soft tyres. So Dylan needs the perfect restart here. And he needs the three cars behind him to do a little bit of work. Try and hold the pack behind him. He made a late burst for it last time. Graham had a good run at him last time, down into turn one. And again, Graham's got a good restart. Dylan's snaking already, trying to break the slipstream. As they head down towards turn one, Chizzy's gone with him as well. Front three made a good break there. Funky Fox is going to be the first one to come under attack from it's Tam first down on the inside. Oh, contact. Now Dan gets spun around. Oh, big shame for Dan there. He was the first one on the soft tyres. And he's been tagged from behind and span around at the first chicane. So Dylan leads Graham, leads Chizzy. Tam now the one to watch, up into fourth place on the soft tyres. Here he comes. We've got so much more speed there, but Chizzy right in the middle of the track there. He had nowhere to go. He had to back out of it there massively. He's now side by side as they head down towards Ascari. Drops back in behind for now. He knows he'll have more chances then. He's got so much more speed through Ascari, look. Oh, and who spun off there? Oh, it's Chizzy. Was he helped? Tam then on Graham as they come out of the final corner. Fastest lap of the race to Tam as he takes P2 away. And now he's just got his teammate left to go. On to lap 23 of 27 we go, down to the first chicane. He's right on the back of his teammate then. And you feel that it's only a matter of time now before he snatches the lead away. Chizzy pits then out of P11. After that spin there, was there contact with Tam, or did he just drop it on the exit of Ascari? Both very easy to do. Aaron's made his way up to fourth meanwhile. GMAC and Pagani going with him. Funky Fox then down now into P7 as Rom goes through. Pagani getting the move done on GMAC. The Alpines then line astern into Ascari. But Tam is just closing on his teammate all the time. Dan making the move on Funky Fox as he fights back further back. Out of the Parabolica, then Dylan doing everything he can to try and hold on there. Pagani losing a place to GMAC then through Parabolica. Here comes Rom now as well. 3 then in the battle now for P5. Dan with the fastest lap of the race. Pagani holding off Rom. Was he trying to make a move there on GMAC? He was. They're side by side coming out of the first chicane. Oh, there's contact, they spin. GMAC has a huge moment. Rom gets tagged. Off goes. Oh, Dan's been caught again. Oh, the luckless Alpha Tauri. Meanwhile, Dylan continues to lead. Pushing on this, the two Alpines leading the two Ferraris. Now Aaron's in fourth. Into Ascari we go. Dylan holding the lead, but his teammate right behind him. And with DRS about to be re-enabled, you feel it's just a matter of time. Dylan's used more battery this team. So Tam's got more battery and fresher, faster tyres as well. So round Parabolica then on to complete lap 24. Tam into the slipstream of his teammate then. Dylan will not want to see this. DRS is open and through into the lead goes Tam for the first time. Oh, Dylan there will be cursing that as through goes his teammate, and he already starts to pull a massive gap. I tell by Tam, of course, got the jump at the start, didn't he? He has come back through then and reclaims the lead. By all having seemed lost after tagging the McLaren. Tam hits the front with 2.5 laps to go. Through the Lesmos we go. Aaron closing in on his teammate this evening. Graham then to the Super Ferraris now closing in on each other. It was a valiant effort. It's not over though. Dylan is hanging on to his teammate. He's pushing as hard as he can. Look and see how much more battery he's used. Dylan down at 17%. Tam on 50. They enter the Parabolica. Can he hang on? Can he get close enough to have another go? He'll get DRS down the start finish straight. You can see him using his battery to stay in that second bracket. Now have the DRS. That will pull him a couple of tenths closer than into the first chicane. Into the chicane we go then. Can he hang on? We're on the penultimate lap of the race. Aaron's now with his teammate as well. So Graham third, Aaron fourth. Of course, Aaron just subbing in tonight, so I imagine he won't do anything silly. How badly does he want that podium? Dylan, meanwhile, has not given this up. Dylan is still there with his teammate then into the second DRS zone we go. All those soft tyres just giving their edge away. Chizzy with the fastest lap at 21.2 meanwhile, emphasising the pace the Aston Martin had. You can see how much more time he loses out though through Ascari. But he's still in this one. Dylan is not out of this one, but he's burning his ERS up. Trying to stay in touch then, 1 lap to go. As they round the Parabolic for the penultimate time. Neither of these drivers have won a Div 1 race in FTRL. One of them is likely to make, or to end that streak, but which one? Teammate on teammate further back. Aaron, yep, I think he's just going to sit in behind his teammate. Pops to the inside. Is he going to go for the move? No, drops back in again. Yeah, I think he's just going to sit there. He's not going to deny Graham the championship points. Round Curva Grande we go. The lead up to nearly a second then. Tam now started to burn a bit of his battery. Dylan's on 2%, then Tam's on 21. So he's used some of his. Out of the second chicane we go. Dylan having a better run. Into the Lesmos we go. On the final lap of the race then. Tam leads from Dylan. Alpine 1-2. On the button. On the DRS. Can he close in again? Tam now just easing away then into Ascari for the final time. Oh, and Dylan's been pushing and he gets himself a penalty on the final lap. He's been pushing so hard. And that, if nothing else will unfortunately deny him his shot then. It's been a brilliant drive from him, but it's going to be victory for his team. It's a 1-2 for Alpine. Tam wins in Monza. Dylan comes home P2. He'll just hold off Graham, who doesn't have a penalty. He'll get third. Aaron will be fourth. Pagani's going to cross the line P5, but will drop back behind GMAC because of his penalties. That man will also jump him. He goes to P6. Pagani's P7. No, Funky Fox gets P7. Rom, what could have been for him, it's P9 for him. And Dan, another one, what could and should have been for the AlphaTauri man. Took the gamble for soft tyres at that restart there. You think of the first run on soft tyres, he would have been the one that cut through. Unfortunately, he got caught up at the first chicane. And a scant consolation for him is P10. But victory then it is for the Alpine man. Tam is your winner of the Italian Grand Prix. And excellent points for the team because it is a 1-2 for Alpine. With Graham then giving the Tifosi something to cheer about, then the Ferrari man on the podium here as well. The champagne flies. And your final classifications then. Tam is your winner from Dylan. Graham is third. Aaron gets P4. GMAC P5 in the Williams. Macman P6. Funky Fox is P7. Pagani P8. Rom was P9. And Dan, the final finisher, in 10th. Chizzy gets P11, the fastest lap. But contact, spin and damage meant he didn't get the result that he probably deserved. The retirements then were Talesborough, Lennon, Gadropol, Tartain, the Red Bull, Yarham and Maxi Syme, pole sitter. It just wasn't his night, unfortunately, then. And we move on then. Of course, we are back tomorrow night then for Div 2 action here from Monza as well. So please do join me at 8 o'clock for that. Next week, the calendar moves on in a very different style, of course. From the fastest track on the calendar to the slowest. Next week, we are at Monaco. Apparently, we're going around again. No idea what's going on there. Definitely don't want to be starting another lobby. Anyway, so we are at Monaco next week. But yes, for this evening, thank you for those of you in the stream. If you can like the stream before you go, if you haven't already, that helps us out immensely. And please, of course, do join me tomorrow. We are here for Div 2, which is always exciting and always action-packed as well. So expect more of the same. 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. But from me for this evening, I'm going to wait for this lobby to stop being a silly beggar. And yes, we will see you again tomorrow. So from me for this evening, good night.